Welcome to the Podstar Podcast Show. Today, guys, I'm going into a very controversial and mystifying topic that has had people wondering for millions of years, and that is consciousness. So let me give you a breakdown of what I'll be discussing. What is consciousness and subconsciousness, and how do they differ from each other? Now, I'm also going to talk about how to reprogram your conscious and your subconscious mind. And lastly, I will list the benefits you attain by reprogramming your conscious and subconscious mind. So now, let's get into it. What is consciousness and subconsciousness? And how do they differ from each other? Well, let's begin by looking at what is consciousness. To me, consciousness is what I call uploads. It's a process where you upload information that you're learning at the present moment. So each day you're uploading information into your conscious mind. Take for example, you're uploading what's going on around you and how you feel inside, right? But subconsciousness, on the other hand, is the downloaded information you obtained from before you were born. So let me explain what that means. When you were born, you start to become conscious of your environment. You look around and your mind starts to upload what it sees and what you're learning each day, right? Now, when you were born as well, little did you know that you already had information and knowledge that was downloaded into your subconscious mind. That moment you came out of your mom, you already had information downloaded to you. Now, you're probably wondering what information could I have possibly known as a baby? Well, let me give you an example to better illustrate my point. Your mind does things subconsciously, like breathing and digesting food, right? You don't consciously think about when you have to take a breath of air. You automatically do it without even thinking or having to remind yourself to do so. That's a process which was automatically stored into your subconscious mind, which gives your body instructions to complete the task. And the process is what you do daily. Here's another process that you perform subconsciously without you even knowing. When you eat some food, your body automatically digests the food without you consciously thinking about how to digest the food. And you know, your body, because you're thinking consciously now, you're thinking about the process. Now imagine telling yourself to think about the processes that you have to go through when you're eating a food. You would have to now focus on chewing up the food, then informing your saliva to start breaking down the food and to transport all the nutrients into your digestive tract. Then whatever wasn't digested should be sent to the waste department for disposal. Now, that sounds like a tedious work. You would be so overwhelmed to dedicate your conscious mind performing this task. Oh my God, if you had to consciously do that every time, you would be burnt out and there wouldn't be any more energy left to carry out other processes that your body has to do on a daily basis. Now, you're like me, you'll be like, oh, that's it, one job for the day and I'm done, I'm tired. But thankfully for you, your subconscious mind does that automatically. Now we're just touching the surface of knowledge that was downloaded into your subconscious mind through generations and generations. So luckily for us, there isn't a limit to the amount of data or knowledge that can be stored into our subconscious mind. Unlike a computer that only has a certain number of gigabytes or storage. And when all the storage is used up, you most likely have to go and buy more storage, right? But your subconscious mind has an infinite storage capacity with a wealth of data or knowledge that can be downloaded. So whether you're downloading information on spirituality or the universe or even the Almighty or so on, this is why I keep telling you guys that you are so powerful. But most of you can't even fathom to see the extent or how deep it really goes. Your subconscious mind is truly remarkable. It's truly remarkable. And that's why scientists and governments all over the world want to know more and get a better understanding of the full capabilities that the subconscious mind possesses. Now, let me show you another way how your subconscious mind works, separate from handling your bodily functions. Now, let's say someone had a traumatizing experience in their childhood. Now, as they grow up, they force their mind not to think about what they went through, and they don't even want to remember what happened. So, they suppress the memory that they have been, and they suppress it and they try to delete it from their memory banks. But years later, and they are put under a technique called hypnosis, where they're being hypnotized. Their subconscious mind now is put on pause to allow them to tap into their subconscious mind. That's when they start to remember things such as the feelings and emotions they felt about this particular event. Now, they're starting to recall the event so vividly to the point that they can give a clear description, pointing out every detail that they never knew happened. It's like describing what someone was wearing, or the hairstyle the person had, or how they smell, even recalling things happening in the environment around them. Someone passing by, having a conversation on the phone, and they overheard some of the conversation between the person and who they were talking to. Right? Now, this is how deep your subconscious mind works. So, let's now go into how to reprogram your conscious and your subconscious mind. Okay? Now, firstly, to reprogram your conscious mind, you first start with goal setting, which I have numerously talked about in many of my videos. You have to have a clear understanding of where you want to head and have an idea of your destination. Secondly, you have to practice awareness and mindfulness. Excuse me. This will make you more aware of yourself by examining and interpreting your thoughts and feelings as you interact with people or your surroundings or any situation that occurs. You have to think deeply about the effects and emotions which you are interacting with. Remember, your emotions and feelings are getting uploaded into your conscious mind. So let me give you another example of what I'm saying. When you eat something for the first time, you are thinking about how it looks, how it smells, and how it tastes, right? Then your mind begins to upload that information about the food you just consumed. So the next time you come across it, you would already know what you thought about it, whether you like how it tastes or how it looked. And based off that knowledge that you uploaded, you will now have made the decision whether you want to eat it or not. That's just your conscious mind. So to reprogram your conscious mind, you have to be aware and mindful of what you're thinking. Training your mind to acknowledge your feelings and perceptions is the fundamental process to begin programming your mind to start generating thoughts of what's best for you. And thirdly, you must not have limiting beliefs, which it ties in with the second point. But once you are aware of yourself, don't ever limit your beliefs, especially in yourself. Because when you limit your beliefs, you just lost the race. You must believe you can do anything, whether it seems impossible. Let me give you another example, which I've given many times. A man and his friend, or friends, they were in a field looking at the birds in the sky flying, and he started to wonder if he could fly like those birds. He turned and looked at his friends and said, I'm going to fly like those birds now. And all his friends turned around and started to laugh at him and thought he was absolutely crazy. But what they didn't know was at that point he started the process of reprogramming his conscious mind, not putting any limitations on his self-beliefs. His consciousness started to show him a way to manifest those thoughts into existence. And then, because of that, became the aeroplane, which later got upgraded to a rocket that traveled outer space. So because he reprogrammed his mind, he ended up flying just like the birds in the sky. And not only flying like the birds, he did something that even the birds could achieve, and that's flying out into space. Now, I know you have never seen a bird flying to the moon and back. Just imagine something like that seemed impossible at the time, a few hundred years ago, is now reality. Simply because he did not limit his beliefs, which reprogrammed his consciousness to start to create a different way of life. So never limit your beliefs if you want to reprogram your conscious mind for greatness and turning the impossible into possible. Okay? Now let's talk about reprogramming your subconscious mind. Now there are a couple of ways or techniques that you can use, but let me start with one that's very popular that I mentioned earlier in the conversation, which is hypnosis. As I told you, this technique will allow a trained specialist to put you in a state of sleep, which basically will shut down your conscious mind from uploading information. So you're not aware of what's going on around you at the present moment. And then now your brain starts to tap into your subconscious mind. Now, when you're in this state, you are now able to bring up the downloaded information or past regressions and memories that were suppressed throughout your life. Now, this has ultimately, those progressions and memories have ultimately shaped who you are without you being aware of it. So once you can bring up these downloaded information that is in your storage, when you wake up from the hypnosis, you can now become better aware of the feelings and emotions to have a better understanding how to deal with them, which will enable you to reshape your life. I know I have to give you another example of what I just said. Let's go. Imagine you are someone that you know has been abused or belittled in their younger years at the point when you're a child, where, you know, as a child, your brain is being conditioned between the age of 0 to 7. So when you are told that you're nothing and you're not going to do anything at all, now as you get older and no longer is in that environment or around such people, as you grew up and you suppress those conditionings of beatings and demeaning beliefs that was installed in your brain as you were a youngster. Now as you grew up, you became overly aggressive, or sometimes the opposite. You're overly scared and timid about every little thing, not knowing why you are like that, you know. But once you go and you undergo the hypnosis therapy, that's when you become aware of your feelings and how you felt when you were being abused and criticized. Now as an adult, you realize who had abused you and belittled you, and the things that they were saying were not true. They were just doing it because of hate or some negative nature. Now, you're not going to blame because they don't have a clue who you really were. So coming up to this analogy now, you start to recondition and reprogram your mind, telling yourself that you are important and you're here for a reason. This starts to uplift and boost your confidence levels, which then progresses over time to becoming the best version of yourself. So once you become self-aware and deal with the trauma you face head-on, you will start to operate on a new program which you design for yourself. Now, here are some of the benefits you can get from reprogramming your conscious and subconscious mind. Let me first start off by the benefits of reprogramming your conscious mind. You're going to have 1. Improved decision making. 2. You're going to have enhanced self-awareness. 3. You're going to reduce your stress and anxiety levels. 4. You will have increased confidence and self-esteem. 5. You're going to build better relationships. And 6. You're going to have greater focus and clarity. Now here are the benefits of reprogramming your subconscious mind. 1. Positive behavioral changes. 2, increase motivation and drive. 3, you're going to enhance creativity. And 4, improve overall health and well-being. 5, heighten intuition and insights. And 6, manifestation of goals and desires. Now, that's it, Podstars. That's another podcast in the books. Thank you for joining me today for this intriguing topic on consciousness. I hope you learned something of value that you can implement into your life to become the best version of yourself. If you found the show informative, empowering, and entertaining, well, go ahead and click the like button. Also click the subscribe button and make sure to share the video with all your friends. Also hit the bell icon to be notified the moment I drop a new video. I'm your host, Carl Wong, signing off. Just remember, Podstars, to stay motivated, stay healthy, and keep seeking empowerment. Health Star Fitness, I'm out.